We'll go ahead and start. All right, so today we are just going to move and do a kettlebell flow. We'll start with kind of a warm-up salutation, and then we'll do our kettlebell movements. And I'm hoping that we can get 4 sets in, that we can go through it 4 times. And then we will just stretch out to cool down. So I think it'll be fun and feel really good. But we're just gonna start standing for our warm-up. And shift your weight from side to side, and then just start to make some circles with your hips. And kind of just explore what's available there, any stiffness that you have. Just let it feel kind of fluid. And after you've gone in each direction 1 or 2 times, bring your weight into your right foot and just float your left knee up and make some circles here with your left knee. And they don't have to be big. Try to make them from your hip joint and not your whole pelvis. If you want to do this against a wall or a chair for your balance, go for it. Switch directions. Do 3 or 4 in each direction, and then we'll take a big step back with the left foot and just find a lunge. And stay here in your high lunge for a second, just reach high. And then bend your back knee, just bring that knee to the floor. And as you kind of lean into your lunge a little bit, reach your left arm forward and your right arm back. And then just sweep your right arm back around and come back up to center. And then we'll switch sides. So you can kind of lean as you open into your twist, lean forward into your lunge, and then back out as you come back to center. And we'll just go back and forth, twisting to your right, and then twisting to your left. And let this kind of get your hips and your shoulders warm at the same time. Let's just open to the right and end with opening to the left. And then we'll bring our hands down to the floor inside that right foot. And just take your right leg back and bring your toes to the floor with a straight right leg. And just squish out your ankle there. Just find some circles, just keeping some part of your foot connected with the floor. And go in both directions. And then we'll take the straight right leg straight out to the side. So your right arch lines up with your left knee. Like this. And find some cat and cow movement there. Lifting your sitting bones, your collarbones, and your gaze, and then tucking your tailbone under. And take this opportunity to connect with your breath. We'll do one more round there. Start to get into that right inner thigh and your spine. Find a neutral spine and just let your left hip come toward your left heel as you extend through your wrists. And then come back up to your table shape and then lift your palms. So we'll get that wrist prep in here while we're working on our hips and spine. So hip to heel, and you can lift those right toes as you lean back. And at the same time, lift your fingers, really flex or lift, extend through your wrists, and then push down and lift your palms. Next time you come up to your table, just lift your right leg and come into a regular table. And push the floor away, spread your shoulder blades, and then draw your shoulder blades together. And just find some movement through your shoulder blades here, your scapula. So you can move in circles. One direction and then the other. And then tuck your toes, bring your hips back towards your heels, and then straighten your legs into downward facing dog. And just take a moment here to kind of check out how you feel. You can pedal out your feet. You don't have to have straight knees. Feel the connection of your hands to the floor. Feel underneath your finger pads and find some space, like a little bit of a dome under the center of your palm. Lengthen out through your outer armpits, lift your sitting bones, come onto your tippy toes, look forward. Just bend your knees and take a walk up to the top of your mat. Inhale there for a halfway lift and then fold. And we'll do that 2 more times. You could even find a cactus shape with your arms on your halfway lift and then fold. And bend your knees so that you're not feeling this just in your lower back. And then we'll come all the way up to standing. You can reach high. Exhale your hands to your heart and then just drop your hands on hips, or just find our circles again. And you can play with the placement of your feet. Maybe they're closer together this time. That'll feel different in the relationship. Let your knees can bend. But just, start feeling your lower back. Notice what happens with your belly as you move here. And then we'll bring our weight into the left foot. Bring your right knee up and find circles with that right knee. Trying to keep your shoulders stacked over your pelvis. So you're just moving through your hip joint. You're not snaking your whole body around. Your pelvis is still, and switch directions with that knee. And then we'll take a big step back with your right foot into a high lunge and pause there. Raise your arms high. And then bend your back knee and bring that to the floor. So you lean into that your left knee. Reach your right arm forward, left arm back. And then just push into your foot to come back up and bring your arms back up to center. And then twist to open, right arm back, left arm forward as you lean. And just like we did on the first side, just let yourself move here fluidly through your shoulders and warming up through your hips. We'll do our last open to the right. And then bring your hands down like you would for a table. Take that left leg back straight and bring your toes to the floor and find your ankle smush there. Go 2 or 3 times in one direction and then switch. Get all the cricks and cracks out of your toes. And then straight left leg comes straight out to the left. So your arch is in line with that right knee, and find some cat and cow here. And use this time again to connect with your breath in a way that feels spacious for you. And it might be fun to experiment with doing an opposite of what you're used to. So if you usually inhale as you look up, maybe you exhale there. And you inhale into your back ribs as you round. Let yourself hear your breath. And neutral spine, and then you'll bring your right hip toward your right heel as you lift through your hands, straight fingers. And then rock back forward and come off your palms. Just back and forth there. And then one last time. And then plant your hands, lift that left leg and bring it back into your table. And then find your scapular movement here. So you can go straight into circles, right? But your spine is staying still. You're just moving your shoulder blades. Your pelvis is still. Try to keep your arms as straight as you can. And tuck your toes, hips up and back for your downward facing dog. You can shift from side to side. Maybe this time pay a little more attention to your lower body. Softening your front low ribs in. Find a bend in your knees. Push your inner thighs back to bring your legs towards straight and drop your heels toward the floor. And then come up onto your tippy toes. Look forward. Find a bend in your knees. Take your walk up to the top of your mat. And 3 halfway lifts. You can do it with cactus arms or hands on your shins. But move with your breath there. And then we'll come all the way to standing. Come on up and just find your Tadasana. Collect yourself and grab your kettlebell. So I have a 15-pound kettlebell I'm going to use today. When I practice on my own and I'm not talking through the whole thing, I usually use 20. But 15 is a good starting place, 15 or 18. And we're just going to start with shifting our weight and finding kind of our hip circles, but taking the kettlebell around the world. It's good core warm up and just helps you get used to shifting that weight. After you've gone one direction several times, let's switch directions. And then go ahead and pause. Have both hands on your kettlebell in the front. Step into that right foot and take a big step back with your left into a lunge. Hold on to your kettlebell in your left hand. We'll bend both knees and just take your kettlebell, pass it under your right thigh, grab onto it with your right hand, and then stand back up. And we'll just go back and forth there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we'll end with that kettlebell in the left hand and then grab onto it with both hands and we'll find a deadlift. So step your left foot in a little bit and ground your heel. Lean with a hinge over that right leg and then come on up. So your left foot could be a kickstand as you send your hips back, hinge at your hips to come up, or you can float that left leg up. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We'll take a big step back with the left foot and then turn to face the long edge of your mat. Grab your kettlebell in your right hand and then bend deeply into your left knee. So find a side lunge. You can reach your kettlebell toward that left foot and then pull back your elbow into a row. Lower it down and then we'll step back into a Tadasana, okay? So we'll step out into a side lunge, do a row and step back. Step out, row, and back. When you step out, keep that weight in your left heel. I think that's 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then keep that left leg out. We'll go ahead and hold on to the kettlebell with both hands. Find a comfortable stance for your feet, a comfortable width, so not super wide. And we'll do some swings. Soften through your knees and hinge at your hips to come forward. All the work in your swing is this back body. So your arms are not doing it. And then push your hips forward to lock them out. And that momentum is what moves the kettlebell. We'll do 20. After your last one, just let yourself kind of lose the momentum there and set your kettlebell down on the floor. Take your heels in and your toes out. We'll find a squat down. Grab your kettlebell with your right hand, and then you'll clean it up towards your shoulder. And then press. Bring it back down towards your shoulder. Squat into your knees and lower. And then we'll just switch sides. So you'll clean, press, find that softness in your knees, and we'll just go from side to side. You can go faster now. So clean and press. That's 6, I think, on each side. 7, 8, 2 more on each side. 9, and 10. When we're done with our left, we'll just keep the kettlebell in our left hand. Turn your right toes in, turn your left toes out. So we're in like a triangle stance. And we'll do windmills. So you'll drop your kettlebell down toward that left foot, hinging your hip out, and then use that side body strength to come back up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Drop your kettlebell to the floor just outside that left foot and frame your kettlebell with your hands. Step back into a plank. And we're going to do alternating rows here. Do it with your knees down or up. You just kind of decide what works best for you. You'll grab your kettlebell with one hand, lift up through your elbow, replace it, and then just switch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring your knees to the floor if they're not already. Cross your ankles behind you. We'll just maybe crawl forward. Grab onto your kettlebell and set yourself up for Russian twists. So you can do this without your weight. Kind of listen to the intra-abdominal pressure in your belly. If you feel like you're squeezing things forward and not just globally containing everything, do it without the weight. I like to have my heels down. Just tap your weight to one side of your hands and then the other. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Put your weight down to the side, but within reach. And we'll come down onto our backs. Set yourself up for a bridge. And then grab your kettlebell. Hold it by the horns, or just kind of around the bell, just over your chest. We'll do a bridge press, and then a tricep fold and extension. So as you push into your feet, lift your hips, press your kettlebell up, bend your elbows, straighten your arms, and then bring everything back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Put your kettlebell down to the side. Lengthen one arm, just roll over onto your belly. Collect yourself in a downward facing dog for a breath or two. Or if you want to go through a full vinyasa, you can. Lower into a back bend and then pushing back. And then walk up to the top of your mat. And we're back to the beginning. So find your kettlebell and just do your around the world. About 3 or 4 in each direction. Kettlebell in both hands. Step back with your right foot into your lunge. Hold on to your kettlebell in your right hand. Bend both knees and then pass your kettlebell under and come up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bring your weight into that left foot. You can kickstand your right foot. Hold on to the kettlebell in both hands and hinge forward. So you're sending your hips back. Use the strength of that hamstring to come back up. So you can keep that right foot down or you can float it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we'll turn to the right. And I'm going to switch and step your right foot out. Kettlebell in your left hand. Bend into that right knee. And then find a row. And then step back. Step out. and back. So as you row, think about a flat back, keeping the integrity of your spine so you're not overextending your lower back and you're keeping those lower ribs in. Let's do one more. And then stay out and get ready for your swings. So hinging at your hips, and we'll do 20. Keep breathing. Let yourself lose the momentum. Drop your kettlebell to the floor. Stand up, heels in, toes out. We'll start with the left this time. You'll squat down, grab with your left hand, clean it towards your shoulder, then press. Bend your knees to come down. And you can use some momentum as you get that weight cleaned up to your shoulder or snatched. You can breathe through your nose, but in a calm way. I think this 9. Last ones. Lift it in your right hand. We'll turn our right toes to the right, left toes in, and reach that left arm up. Hinge at your hips and drop that kettlebell toward the floor, and then use that strength of that whole left side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bend into your right knee. Place your kettlebell down in front of your foot. Grab your kettlebell with both hands and get ready for your plank rows. So knees up or down, and just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Knees to the floor. Crawl them up, cross your ankles behind you to sit back. And get ready for your Russian twists. You can hold on to your weight or not. Really listen to what's happening and feels like it's not too much pressure for your core. And tap to one side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Drop your kettlebell to the side. Scoot your bum into the middle. Lay yourself on your back. Set yourself up like you would for a bridge. Hold on to your kettlebell right above your chest. Hold on to those horns in the bell. And then push into your heels. Lift your hips. Push your kettlebell up. And then bend the handle toward your forehead. If that feels safe for you. If that just feels like dangerous, that you're going to slip and drop it on your face, don't do it. But if you feel stable and strong, I think that's 8, 9, and 10. Put your kettlebell to the side. And roll over and find your downward facing dog or rock forward. We're going to go through that again on both sides. This time we'll just do 8 in the interest of time. And on those things that are alternate sides, we'll just go to a total of 10 instead of 10 on each side. Or I guess a total of 8. Actually, we'll just do 10 because that's what my brain is set to. But we will just not do, we'll do 5 on each side on those things that are both sides. Walk yourself up to the top of your mat, have your kettlebell handy. Come up to standing, just collect yourself in your Tadasana. Get a drink if you need to. Wish I had a towel to wipe my face off. Grab your kettlebell. This time we're going to do halos. Instead of around the world, around our hips, we'll go around our head. So hold your kettlebell kind of around the bell and the horns. And you'll just take your kettlebell around your head and to the front. So lifting elbows, swinging it around. Maybe 3 or 4 times one direction and then switch. And then hold your kettlebell in both hands. Weight onto that right foot. Step back with your left. And then bend into your knees. Swing that kettlebell under your right thigh and grab it with your right hand. All right, when you get it in your left hand, hold on to both and find your deadlift. So you can use that left foot as a kickstand or float it, hinge at your hips, fold over that right leg, and then come up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Big step back with your left foot. Parallel your feet. Bend into that left knee. Weight in your heel. Row up and then come up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So just straighten out your legs. Hold on to the kettlebell with both hands. And this time, if you want to, you can switch hands in the air on your swings. So what that would look like would be swing back with your right hand, come forward, switch, swing back with your left hand. Okay, and you have the momentum of that effort with your hips. So when you're ready, go ahead and start your swings. This is fun to me. Kind of toss it in the air. And then go ahead and stop. Hold on to it with both hands. Let the swing come out. Set it down. Heels in, toes out. Squat down. Grab with your right hand. Clean it towards your shoulder and push. And then down. We're going to count this one as 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, after this last one, keep your kettlebell in your left hand. Turn those toes to the left. And find your windmills. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bend into that left knee, set down. And we'll do our plank rows, knees up or down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Knees down, crawl forward, cross your ankles, sit back. This time in your Russian twists, if you want to float your feet off the floor, just make sure that you feel like you have integrity through your spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Easy peasy. Make your way to your bridge. Lay down. Grab your kettlebell and get ready for your presses. Press everything up. Bend your elbows, extend and lower. Press, bend, extend, and lower. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Kettlebell to one side. Roll yourself to your downward facing dog. And we'll get ready for our very last round of that flow. I'm super sweaty. If you can just wipe off or get a drink. Find your kettlebell, and we'll do those halos. So 3 or 4 times in each direction. Just getting through that shoulders and feeling the support of your core. And then hold your kettlebell. Weight into that left hand. Step back with your right foot. Bend both knees, pass under. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Get ready for your deadlifts. Kettlebell in both hands. Shorten your stance. Use your right toes as a kickstand. Hinge forward. 1, or you can float. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Set up for those side lunges. Big step back with that right foot. Bend into your right knee. Left hand reaches toward that right ankle and then row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Step out. Get ready for your swings. If you want to switch hands, you can. Hinge at your hips. Prep yourself. And then go. 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Lose your momentum. Bring it to the floor. We'll snatch it first with our left hand. Toes out, heels in. Squat down. Lean it to your shoulder. Press. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one. Keep that kettlebell in your right hand. Turn everything to the right and find your windmills. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Place down your kettlebell. Set up for your plank. Last time. Those plank rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Knees down. Come to your seat. Set up for your Russian twists. Doing half as many. So maybe you can do it with your feet floated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Set it down. Make your way to your back. So last thing with our weight. So set yourself up for your press. Push down into your heels. Lift your hips, press your weight up, bend, extend, down. Press up, bend, extend, down. 3, 4. And you're not lifting your hips super high. That's fine. We're looking for stability. We'll call this one 9 and 10. And set your kettlebell aside. And then let your feet go as wide as your mat. And just windshield wiper your knees from side to side. If you've got a towel, you can wipe your face if you're as sweaty as me. And then let your legs be still. Feet wide, knees not together. And then just take your arms and give yourself, well, actually just drape your arms across, like cross them and just drape. And just kind of let gravity open your shoulders here. And you collect your breath. Breathe in all the way through your nose. And exhale completely. You can open your arms back out and then switch the cross. And you can really snuggle your arms across each other with some effort, but then see if you can completely relax and just let your arms drape. With a deep breath. Use your arms, either roll to one side or rock yourself forward. And come into a downward facing dog, but have your blocks handy. If you've got blocks just at the top of your mat. Let yourself come into downward facing dog and let this be kind of a place to check in with your body and really scan everything. Notice how warm you are. Feel how strong and supple your body feels. And then look forward at your hands. You'll just step your right foot behind your right thumb or wrist. And then step your left foot in and ground your heel. Come up onto your blocks and straighten that right leg into Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. And you can swivel your hips from side to side a little bit here. And then find a place that feels like neutral for you. Ground into your right big toe ball mound, lengthen out through the crown of your head. Find some weight in your left heel, and then draw your right outer hip back. And let yourself fold here. It might feel good to find some waves of your spine. And then step your left foot forward into Uttanasana. Just notice the difference from your right side to your left. Soften your knees, roll yourself up all the way to standing. And then we'll just reach your left arm up, find a side bend, soften your knees, and really let yourself just kind of pour over to the right side. And bend your knees, let your right hand kind of come all the way down. Your left arm will sweep around, and then you can grab your right ankle with that left hand. Bend through your right knee, and then just reach your right arm up into a twist here. And then you can take your right hand down and cross it over toward your left ankle and let yourself hang there. Release the cross of your hands and step your left foot back into a low lunge. And bring your knee down. And then bring both of your hands to your block or the floor inside that right foot. And find your lizard pose. You could come down on forearms, on your block or the floor. Just stay there for another breath. And if you'd like, you can ground through your left hand pretty wide out to the left. Bend through your left knee and reach back with your right hand for that left foot. And turn your right toes out a little bit. And stretch there. Find some opening through your heart. And then release. Move your blocks out of the way enough that you can find your downward facing dog. Step back. And then from there, step your left foot forward, setting up for your pyramid pose. So step that right foot in, ground through your heel, straighten that left leg, and you can have your hands on your blocks. And swivel your hips from side to side. You can just feel that. Get all of those hamstrings. And then find your neutral balanced place. Press into that left big toe ball mound. Lengthen out through the crown of your head. Push into your right heel, draw that left outer hip back. Maybe fold more. Maybe find some waves of your spine. We'll step that right foot forward into our Uttanasana. If you need to widen out your blocks, you can. Let yourself fold. And then soften into your knees to roll yourself all the way up. Lengthen through that right arm and just pour yourself over to the left. So it doesn't have to be like a really rigid side bend. Soften through your knees. You can let that left hand just sneak down that your left leg. And then your right hand will come around and grab your outer left leg. Bend into that right knee, and then you can take your left arm up into a twist. And then cross your arms. Find your standing forward fold. Uncross your arms and step your right foot back into low lunge. Bring that knee down and then both hands inside your left foot, maybe on your block. And swivel your hips here. You can bring your forearms down to your block or the floor. You can angle your toes in any direction that really feels like it serves your hip and your knee. And then plant through your right hand if you want to find that twist. So kind of wide out to the right and find some external rotation of that upper right arm bone. Maybe bend your right knee, reach back with your left hand. And open through your heart here, maybe open through your throat. And release. One last downward facing dog or child's pose, whatever really sounds like that would be the most nourishing for you. And then cross your ankles behind you, bring your knees to the floor if you haven't already. Sit back, and we'll come all the way to our backs. Hug your knees into your chest. And find a happy baby pose. And really think in this happy baby pose of reaching your tailbone toward the floor and letting your shoulders be heavy in their sockets. Resist your feet against your hands against your feet. Then release that. Just hug onto your right shin, lengthen your left leg out, and then use your left hand to draw that right knee over to your left and let yourself open into a twist. And you don't need to make this right knee come to the floor. Try to keep your right shoulder grounded. And you can find some snow angel motion with that right arm. And just feel all of that stretch in a whole bunch of different ways there. Rock yourself back up to center. You're gonna hold on to the back of that right thigh and just lengthen your right leg up for a hamstring stretch. And reach up your calf or grab your big toe or outer foot. And then just bend your right knee, bend your left knee into your chest. Hug onto that left knee as you lengthen your right leg out. And then use your right hand to draw that left knee to the left. Let's see. Oh no. Have you not been able to hear me, Amy? We'll find our twist. My microphone, when I looked at it, had turned off, so I don't know if you were not being able to hear me. Find your twist to the right. And then just sweep that arm around. My kettlebell's in the way. Back up to center. Hug that left knee in, and then you can straighten your left leg. Maybe grab behind your thigh, your calf, or your ankle, or your big toe, or your outer foot. And then do one last thing that's symmetrical. Maybe hug both legs in. Maybe a happy baby. And then let yourself come to Shavasana. I'm going to leave a big sweat print on my mat here. But just let this be a place to collect yourself as you transition to the rest of your day. We've been talking about change and transitions, about building the new. One thing that yoga teaches us is that the only place we have any power is in the present moment. And we always have the capacity to handle what's right before us. And sometimes that's challenging. And sometimes we know that there's more challenge ahead. But sometimes that is just resting and collecting ourselves. If we just do the thing that's in front of us, whether it's time to take action and move, or whether it's time to be still. And that is the most skillful way to navigate change. You can stay here for as long as you'd like. If you're ready to get on with your day, you can find some wiggles, maybe reach your arms high. And bend your knees, roll to one side. And push yourself up. And just let yourself kind of feel what it's like to be in your body today. Hands to your heart, find a sense of gratitude. The divine light in me honors the divine light in you. Namaste. Have a fun day. Thank you.